谜题哦，动作视觉。超可爱哦，超级小的。啊？哇！
There is a place where the lost embers go. As their light begins to fade.
一起沉降某个地方。那个走掉了。变蓝色了。
Ember ran, because standing still made them feel helpless. The wall glistened. The painting showed embers on a sacred journey.
画面会踏上的圣女的途径。圣女图。
Ember felt so afraid and alone that it was a relief to find someone to talk to.
真有个人可以说话，真让他松了口气。
Ember froze,
想错了，差
almost
点怕到
too
无法
frightened
干事
to
情。
look away, when they noticed a small satchel.
小包包。他抢了死人的东西。
The satchel felt heavy. Ember looked inside. The statue shone brightly in the light.
金色雕像。
There was a symbol on the floor. there was a symbol on the floor. Ember noticed something wrong. There was a round space where something used to fit. To Ember's delight, the golden statue slid perfectly into place. Ember left, feeling sorry for the stranger now alone in the dark.
就你看，像陌生人现在有独自一人，他在黑暗中心也难过。喏，前面漂亮。
The stairway opened into a dark forest.
通往做黑暗森林。
Ember could feel fear taking over.
照顾越难一点的。
They'd washed up alone, somewhere very unfamiliar.
那应该是引导用的。
Ember felt like they were being watched.
为什么叫 Ember？ 迷境，我喜欢黑暗灵魂。
As Ember approached, the flame seemed to call out.
新生活。哎，跑掉了。
With a feeling like falling, the forest had slipped away. Ember felt lost in darkness and ruin.
他都有引导哎，那其实很简单啊。
The caged flame stoked new hope in Ember.
是这里，这。
Hope was almost within reach. The flame spoke and Ember listened.
你回来了。
The flame lingered ahead. Was it trying to escape? Or leading the way?
嗯。钥匙被我怎么去？上面下面事情说。不好意思，最近杂事很多。哦，复活吗？
Campfire flickered into life. The ghost spoke. Hope has returned to a forlorn.
绝族人重拾希望。
Warm them until they choose to move on. Ember looked to the ghost for answers. This is a place between places to travel through as your light fades. But none have passed on in a long time. The Forest King now holds us here,
生命之路。
and those who linger will turn forlorn. Again, that word, forlorn. I am just a guide along the way to fan the flame. So many lost embers have I seen, more than I could help. The forlorn are those who lost their way along the path. If you find them, send them to me and I will guide them. Ember thought of those they loved, those they'd left behind. There are others lost along their journey. Find them and I will guide them. Step backwards, little Ember. Look behind. Upon a small grassy cliff rests a forlorn.
OK， 7个点点。 哦，这条路哦。 没有，他不能准时9个样子。对，不能。
The gate was locked.
左右。
The crow held its shining trophy tight.
哇，这我也好讨厌哦。
The stranger whispered, "Ever feel like you are being watched? I've never felt that. What does it feel like? Is it nice? It sounds nice." The stranger whispered, "I've never felt that. What does it feel like? Is it nice? It sounds nice." The key was nestled between the reeds, but it was just out of reach.
那也是需要工具。那个挺好可爱。
The worm looked helpless, with no way to escape. As Ember picked it up, the worm let out a little yelp.
感觉跟他钓鱼之类的。
Inside was a scrap of journal. The strangers on the water went on without me. Where have I landed? Vines and thorns stretch out to trip me.
.啊，那个虫感觉可以吸引鸟。
Key was nest, but it was just out of reach. It didn't seem like that would really help. The key was nest, but it was just out of reach. It didn't seem like that would really help.
嗯，看到好。下午。我可以点燃的意思吗？哦。哦，就是这种吹猛草烧掉重生的。
Stranger shivered in the cold. Warmth was a distant memory, stolen by the passing miles.
好，等一下我这个给弄掉。
They'd moved through such dark places. They lay down and closed their eyes.
Hmm? 啊，我知道了。
The stranger blinked at Ember. Is it morning already? How long have I been asleep? The stranger blinked at Ember. Is it morning already? How long have I been asleep? The broken net hung ominously around the skeleton's neck.
掉了渔网，那你可以拿那个刚刚那个钥匙。没想到哦，在这里啊，酷哦。没有互动。
Key was nestled, but it was just out of reach.
可以。哎，这样不行。 啊，随时乱丢火把，森林不会烧起来。
The Wanderer's Diary. Unfamiliar trees, a path overgrown. Is this a resting place? A place between places? I call out, but mine is the only voice.
下，没处理下事情。不好意思啊。首先应该先要补那个网，这是这里过去吗？这不能跳下去。 刚刚那里吗？然后又绕一圈，还去哪里？
The door was sealed shut. The ghost said, "Speak, and I will listen." The forest king watches the doors. The campfire will light the way. Find those who are lost. Bring embers to the fire. Travel wisely. Return if you have lost your way.
哦，这是一个向导的概念。OK， 没去过地方，先看看是。 怎么去呢？这是过去啊。好像对了。你这个过不去的。
Barely visible through the murky water was the shadow of something high, and on a small pier with barely a sound, a lonely fisherman sat. Barely visible, and on a small pier with barely a sound, a lonely fisherman sat. The ember was curious. I'm headed for the crossroads. It's not far, I think. I've heard there's a nest there. A safe place.
Oh.
The fisherman murmured quietly between sorrowful breaths.
Somebody.
The fisherman murmured quietly between sorrowful
碰它一下就会传到其他地方的概念。
The fisherman felt so useless. His former joys were hollow. Sitting out there every day by the pond.
应该先把台 推旁边，然后
Only
或
the
者
dark
会洗掉。
water to hear him talk. In that darkness, a glimmer flickered. A thought beating like a drum. A thought that went round and round. It all started with a frog.
大蛙，刚来吃吗？
Every day by the pond, a constant reminder. For a brief moment, the fisherman struggled to speak. He looked at Ember, hopeful. The fisherman spoke softly. There's a frog in that pond, a big one. Saw him grow from a tadpole. We were friends of a sort. Spent every day side by side. So much better at fishing than me, that frog is. Catches them before I can bait them. It makes me feel useless some days. The fisherman sighed. I've wasted so much time feeling like this. The old man looked carefully at the pond, at their rod, at Ember. Well, listen to me here, rambling on and on. It helps though, telling someone. Thank you, Ember.
他怎么知道我叫云静？
If you need help catching anything, you just ask. You saw the frog? Did the frog mention me? You ask the frog about me, see what they say. Actually, no. Just please don't tell the frog how much I talk about them. Poor little worms. They didn't ask to be here. But how do you fish without them? One for me, one for the fishes. Slurp 'em down. They say catching a fish isn't the point. So I tell myself that. I tell myself that a lot.
他帮沉下鱼。
Followed Blue Betty round this pond for years. Best days of my life catching that fish. Had to use myself as bait.
当时这样
Stuck
的，
on me head ever since. The fisherman noticed the broken net Ember was carrying. Let me have a look. See what I can do. With a silk thread, the fisherman carefully knotted it together. With each knot he tied, a net began to form. Here you go. Good as new.
好 ，nice。
If you need help catching anything, you just ask.
装什么东西？说大蛙是哪一只？哦，
The traveler said, You sailed in here. Where's your boat? Friend, you need a boat. Go see the builder in the
名
caves.
字跟我讲。
Tell them I'm sorry I never came back.
故事感觉是有点碎片化那种。就从
The stranger had blazed their own path. created their own rock, their own islands.
Mm. 那这个爬吗？不行。
They did not need Ember's kindness.
Oh, 这样
But
子。
still, Ember stayed.
他动作正确的话会讲话的。
Building a bridge should it ever be needed. The stranger met Ember's eyes. The two shared a moment of silence. The stranger met Ember's eyes. The two shared a moment of silence.
Oh, 大到这个，我以为是刚刚那只挡我路的。大只哦。
The frog stared at Ember, its belly
太
rumbling.
大了吧？看，这是个路线。
The frog stared at Ember, its belly rumbling. This was not how Ember had imagined the end. The gurgling of water, a deafening heartbeat. But then,
好。
the frog
What's up?
returned Ember's
Okay.
good deed by leading them to a lost forlorn.
这是大挖海真好，吓我一跳，我也死掉了。我怎么知道我要找这个迷失的故居里？畅通丢弃章。
The stranger stood alone. Their friends have fallen aside, retreating from what came next. The stranger had ventured on. Now they were deep in the woods. It felt so pointless.
但解谜难度好低，超低，感觉是可以给小朋友玩那一种。对了，真的太简单了。可是故事又很碎片化，以给小朋友来看的故事而言，好像太模糊了。
The stranger spoke hesitantly. Is the gather myself? I'll see you there. The stranger spoke hesitantly. Is the campfire crowded? Let me gather myself. I'll see you there.
哦，这里有路。还好那个时候开那个拉这个。
Ember found the wanderer's diary. The oily smell of frogs.
Watching you.
They know more than they will say. They watch me watching them.
Oh, 果然。
You look hungry, friend. You bring any broth with? There's a cook in the swamp. Makes a broth like you wouldn't believe. Keep telling them that it doesn't taste right. It doesn't taste right. They'll keep giving you more.
是他的口音。
The stranger spoke. There's a cook in the swamp. Keep telling them that it doesn't taste right. They'll keep giving you more.
Oh, 非常热闹。
The ghost said, "Speak, and I will listen." The path ahead lies behind that door. Do you wish that I open it? Know that if you return, you will always be welcome. Warm yourself, little one. Time is to be savored.
哦，4个点，实心的圈圈应该就是可以过这个门的啊，3个是额外的。那开吧，反正我之前知道了。而且好像3大关的样子。预计今天先玩个什么呢？想，又是不是出问题？是。
Key was nestled between them, but it was just out of reach.
Yes.
The old gate was locked. Ember placed the key in the lock and slowly began to turn it. The stranger gasped for breath. Dark water slipping above their head.
哦，对不起。
The sea didn't care if they sank or swam. Slowly the tides ebbed, washing over old walls. A safe harbor emerging from the inky depths.
这迷路真是太简单了，简单到有点无
Reached out a
聊
hand.
这样。这个火刚泡在它里面这么久，不会熄灭啊？突然我很好奇，刚刚那个风如果没有先把它关掉，它吹灭会怎么样？
Ranger looked down. The ground feels good beneath my feet, friend.
刚那边有个人。这边好，这边要跟那只大蛙周旋，麻烦。过不去。会在这里。
With tears, the stranger said, I had forgotten what warmth feels like. The stranger said, Thank you for being so kind. The stranger thought, I feel ready to move on. The stranger said, Take care of those you care about the most. The ghost said, Speak and I will listen. Step backwards, little Ember. Look behind. Upon a small grassy cliff rests a forlorn.
这个我怎么过去？从这来。 从这来的。都从这来的。应该不用到这里。哎。
The path was blocked.
嗯，没路了，都是我一开始来的地方，挡住了，所以是走这里可以去。我怎么去？这边讲动啊！哎，这里，哎，刚没说这有路。
The traveler spoke.
考过信号。
Had roast frog, friend. I miss a good roast frog. Oh, how they crackle. 是保存速度。它会提示， Stranger had been forgotten.
它会提示你该怎么做。
They tried to follow as best they could. But no one heard them when they fell behind.
OK， 我懂了，要让它同个方向。蛮简单的，很简单啊，它没有3个转不同方向，它基本上只要搬一次就可以，搬2次啊，搬过来然后再搬离开就好。那这个难度真的是低。觉得它是画风很讨喜吧，音乐还行。
The stranger looked at Ember with surprise. Someone came back for me. Thank you.
他那个游戏设计的那个迷人度真是有够低的。
The stranger looked at Ember with surprise. Someone came back for me. Thank you.
剩一个，这条路吗？其实没有了。
If you need help catching anything, you just ask.
这什么东西？
The ember was curious. I'm headed for the... I've heard there's a nest there. A safe place.
看了半天，觉得它很轻。哦，到这里。哇，果然要隐藏门之类的。洞窟。 是，意识到了。
The stranger was trapped, caught in a maze.
啊，不对，我错了，我大概知道的这里，应该利用这个，然后把这个叠上去。
It was hard to make sense of this place.
Oh, 哦，对了，懂我懂。推失败怎么样？重来吗？ 这个淤青的力气好大哦！
The stranger spoke. My head feels clear. With tears, the stranger said, I had forgotten what war. The stranger said, Thank you for being so kind.
The
ghost said, You have done all you can, little one. Your journey lies ahead. Little one, your journey ahead will not be easy. The path. There are others like me who can help. You will always be welcome here in the forest.
The
stranger said thoughtfully, I felt so alone. I was so lost. The stranger said, Thank you for being so kind.
对话就这样。
Once again, Ember could feel eyes watching. Ember approached the forlorn, but felt it was different. They said, I know what I need to do, what I need to feel. I don't want to be helped. Ember could not help. Not all problems were puzzles to be solved.
你左边还没看？是路口。这个风格都有那种玩具风嘛。
Ember approached the forlorn. They said, I know what I need to. I don't want. Ember could not help. Not all problems were puzzles to be solved.
Oh,
Ember uncovered a journal entry.
他还在我眼前，晃来晃去。
Dusk brings the longest shadows. The lanthorn comforts me.
声音最长。
Soft melodies from home.
真假活着，
The wild things listen.
动物静静聆听，而是耸起羽手送回家。怎么回事？ 觉得直播很怪怪的。
Do you know where we are? I've been walking forever, lost in the marsh. The two travelers were talking quietly. Yeah, I got so lost in the marsh, you know? Why go anywhere else if it's safe here? Yeah, never having to worry again. The birds scare me though. The guard joked. Another scrawny Ember from the forest. And with a bag looking all nicely and shiny. Both guards started looking at Ember with a deathly
杀
stare.
气腾腾的眼神。
The guard leered. The Forest King would like you, little Scruff. Yes, come a little closer. Let us see what's in that bag. We guard the door to the Forest King. Oh yes, we decide who gets to see the king. The Forest King will want to see... Yes, yes, come this way.
Hmm, 直接就进了吗？
A feeling of foreboding overcame Ember. Ember was terrified but tried not to show it. The giant bird spoke softly. Another little Ember. Speak, little one. Do not fear. The bird is a friend. Ember wanted to feel safe. Oh, little Ember. Birds won't hurt you.
他看起来那个色调就不会很好心
Birds
了
will。take another under our wing. Stay safe in the nest. You'll never turn forlorn. Ember, still afraid. Is it the night that scares you, little one?
Oh, 这色调好多了。
Night is gone. Day is here. Birds will make the world less frightening. It wasn't only the night that frightened Ember. The bird was disappointed. Stay? No need to help, silly forlorn. Hope is false. Hope hurts little ones in the end. The Forest King spoke so gently to Ember.
有温柔吗？
Perhaps they could rest here for a while. It was hard to know what else to say. Clever little Ember, you will stay. You will not turn forlorn. Search for hope no more. Now take this feather. Feather means Ember is one of us now. Birds keep little ones safe. Birds should never leave the nest. The guards seem pleased. Clever Scruff sticking with us. I can hold that bag for you. Leave him alone. They're one of us now. Yeah, one of us. And we all share bags and things. The stranger wanted Ember's attention. Being careful not to speak too... You should get away from here while you still can. You can't trust the birds. I've heard there's another campfire in the marsh. Well, that's where I'm going if I can find a way down. The crossroads gate was locked. It was worth trying, but it didn't fit in the lock.
Oh, 可能羽毛才能过这里。
The guard squawked.
呱呱叫。
Stand back, don't come any closer. Nothing down there but sadness and turning forlorn. Go see the Forest King. He'll set you straight. Got your first feather, I see. Best prove yourself, Scrap. Stand watch here. Promise you won't let anyone pass.
啊，就变成我这边过，太奇怪了吧？
Ember didn't like deceiving the birds. But what choice did they have? They couldn't rest in that place forever. They had to keep going.
因为我刚这里应该是第2关的部分了啊，到火灯那边就先休息。这2个冲刺。
Ember hurried away from the birds. The mist hung close to Ember, hiding them. The Forest King seemed frightened, the birds cruel. Ember would rather risk turning forlorn than become like them. Ahead there would be others to help, and maybe a way to move on. The traveler seemed distressed. I'm sure it's fine. They'll be okay. But it's been a while since...
哎，等等，我的直播是不是当掉了？哎，哇，好像当掉了吗？好像卡了。哦，没有，还好。
It's my fault. The traveler seemed distressed, but it's been a while since... It's my fault.
Eh? 我觉得好像怪怪的。没事。我忘了怪的，该没事。看起来像什么？通往天国的大门之类的。
It looked like a map, but pieces were missing. The piece formed a new route.
10块不见了，所以找10块。这路好多哦，这有藏的东西。
Hidden away was a scrap of journal. There were memories here, bound in rock. I hear their voices echo in the ancient stone. I find footprints by the cinders, A makeshift camp. It was the same place as before. But how?
在同个地方。哎，哦。
An eerie scene, like a moment frozen in time.
哦，是吧？应该是很不够死吧，要再走。
Gradually, more of the map was revealed. The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around.
对，走，对，这样子是有问题的吗？
A section of bridge had somehow been ripped from its foundations.
哎，回来这里。哦，找那个
It was like the map had been broken on purpose.
"有人都到那边休息。不，下面有一个很明确的断点，算了。
The mist revealed a secret place. Was it hidden on purpose? The stranger spoke. You know, part of me didn't want to be found. I said some things, and now I'm lost. And it's too late.
放这。解谜的是很简单。
The skeleton looked peaceful. Held tightly in its hand was a red feather. The skeleton looked held tightly in its hand was a red feather.
它背在身上，代表这应该是比较特别的东西。
The statue spoke, just as it once moved the hearts of the forlorn. The instrument you now hold has the power to move the world around you. Another before you took great effort to hide it deep within this riddle. The lanthorn began to glow.
Oh, 酷哦！可以这样子赢啊？可以耶！哦，酷哦！
Ember found a scrap of journal. I heard them coming. The snap of a twig, a flutter of birds. A figure dashing through the undergrowth. Another like me?
那个哦，这样能做事情多很多哎。
Hidden inside was the Wanderer's journal. Another face at last. A catcher of fish resting by a pond. We work together, silk and tar and aching fingers. My boat floats once more, though I almost wish to stay. There was one last place to reach on the map. The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around.
卡子哦，可以这样子。有没有跟错啊
The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around.
开始动那个，看那个图好像有3个阶段，是可以各再动一次。
The fog was so blinding, Ember was turned
这
around.
这怎么过去？这应该过去啊。行 ，OK。
The fog was so
大概懂。
blinding, Ember was turned around.
就录很多东西，不过它的节奏不是我喜欢的，就顺顺走就。是不是刚才过哪里？诶，
Ember felt a great relief to be out of the mist.
迷雾还有东西感觉没有找到。
The way through was ruined. Muffled by the fog, Ember was sure they heard a rumble. Could that have been a tremendous snow?
Oh. 这可以干嘛？哦，这样子啊。只要这个。干嘛？哦，搬到去这里。可以吗？哦，不行的话，那这里可以吗？不行。 这一段来着，我这个干嘛？
The way through was muffled by the fog. Could that have been a tremendous snow?
好，你先到这吧，剩下的还是在研究。这个节奏偏太慢了，难度也偏低，实在是就没什么动力了。我有点想睡觉。这样好了，他那边会有换一张地图广告，不知道怎么样会让他触发那个存档。通常很多游戏刷新地图会存档。就这样吧。好了，心理觉醒。感谢观看，拜拜。